Those Toys to talk about some holiday gift buying ideas for children to address speech, language, fine motor, and gross motor.
Come on in with us.
Some of the gift ideas that you might want to consider for some of the little children are these that we have on the table. So here is a water mat that you can fill with water. The kids can hit it, watch the animals inside move. You can pull the children away, have them crawl to the toy, and you can even have them request more if you start hitting the water to see the toys move. Another toy that's an oldie but goodie that's underestimated by a lot of parents is this Pop and Play toy. This you can work on numbers, colors, cause and effect. You can also work on labeling, and you can even work for some of our older kids, work on increasing the sentence length. So what do you see? I see a hippo, I see a lion. Actually, that's not a hippo, it's a pig. Some other items to consider for the holidays are toys that make music. So this is a pack right here, and they also have here a guitar that you can use, and this is good for imitation with children, again requesting and playing with their siblings. For babies, one of the things that the physical therapist recommends the most is a simple blanket. Get the kids on the floor, rolling, playing with toys, putting their hands in their mouth. Here are some little ones for babies that they can grasp and hold on to. These are baby fidget spinners that the babies can spin. If you want to stop it and have the baby make a sound to request more or even sign more, you can do that as well. Something else that we have is a fishing game, and this is a soft one for our younger children, so they can again work on gross motor, fine motor. You can work on some labeling if your child is labeling at this point. And then finally, the last three we have are this fire toy that you can push and it will start going, and you can work on again requesting. The child can ask for more toy, or you could do turn taking back and forth. This is also another great turn taking toy, which is the hammer, and the kids can hammer these fake nails in, which all children love to make noise and bang, so that would work out perfect. And then our two big toys that we pulled that we thought would be great for the little kids are these two right here. This one is a boat. So again, it's perfect if you're singing songs and you're teaching the children to request more, turn taking. And then finally, a big favorite are these ball toys, cause and effect toys that you can push the button and the balls start going down. The kids love them. You can hang on to the toys. The kids can ask for more ball or again, and you put them where they need to go at the top and they go back down.
All right, here we are with some books for a lot of kids. This book is called Tails. We love books that can move in and out for cause and effect, opening the flaps and seeing all the pictures. Kids love to move them. Another great book are some of the hologram books where you can move the pictures in and out. You can talk about what the horse is doing. He's running, so you get a lot of verbs and action words in there. Here we have some cutting food. It's fine motor, putting the food back together, which food goes first and next. And then you can play lots of different games with that of grocery shopping. And you could do with a lot of kids is ordering food. And you transition this into going out in the field afterwards for dinner or lunch and having them try to read a menu and order their own food. It's a great group activity with a couple of friends to do some pretend play. Kids also love to play Spot It. It's a great game. They're encouraging all the different kind of either animals or objects. They have to identify them and as quickly as possible. So it's a great visual game as well. Children, guess who? If you don't have it, it's a great game. 2 players, lots of functional language here, asking WH questions and identifying what different people look like with their eyes, their face, everything. As well as, oh, here's a Pop It book. Kids love the noise of these books. You can do labeling the animals, and then every time you go to a different page, you pop the buttons, and they love that cause and effect of what's happening in each picture. Lastly, for a couple older kids, there's 2 different games and activities. Writing sometimes is very difficult for kids, but when you put it into comics, they tend to really enjoy making their own characters and describing them. So this is a really nice book on how it's set up and breaking down each piece, because writing can be very difficult for kids. So it kind of breaks it down into each little section of how to write, as well as Blurt for the kids that trying to get their language a little faster out. You'll ask a question and you all have to just blurt out the answers. So it's a great game just to get that rapid language out as fast as possible.
I primarily work with children who have social learning disabilities and have difficulty playing games. So I chose a couple of games that really parents could play at home with either their siblings or themselves to work on cooperative skills that don't necessarily work on you win and I lose, but more we work together, so that way we can learn how to work as a group in a team. So the first game that I chose was the Slapsy game, and it works on a couple of different skills where we're constantly rolling dice, and if you get a pair, then you get to pick a pair from the group. So it gets harder as you learn the game, but these are the easier cards. So you have, if I picked a 3 and a 3, then I get to look for 2 cards that are the same, and then I get to keep going and going and going. And then at the end, we get to count and see how many pairs we got. We can work on counting colors, attributes, like looking at certain numbers of eyes or shapes and colors. And so it ends up growing with you, and that's why I have a couple of different packages here where all the cards could be the same color, and then the pictures become more difficult to look for the similarities. So as a parent, you might sit with your child and really help your son or daughter look for those specific adjectives that you're looking to target. Look for the circles, look for the squares, look for the blue cards, look for 10 eyes, things of that nature. So it's a really good cooperative game to play. The next game I chose was my first Bananagrams, and a lot of parents know about Bananagrams because adults play this game where you just grab a bunch of tiles out and you can make words. But little children can't make words yet. So what we're working on is lowercase letters, which is the tiles that are in here are similar to the tiles that are in the adult Bananagram game, but you're working on sounds and letters and recognition. And so you might say, find the T, and they would have to find the T. And then you can start putting things together as they get a little bit better with their phonemic awareness, and they make T and O and make the word to, or TH and make, and so then you can begin to talk about the different words that have those sounds. So that's a really great game. And then it also grows into the adult Bananagram game, which is nice because then they feel like they're growing with the game. Another game that I really love and I have personally at home is Hoot Owl Hoot. This game has a home, I don't know if you can zoom in here, a home at a nest for the owls to get to, and you start over here. And so cooperatively, everybody in the game is working to getting the owls to their home. Doesn't matter who goes first, you just want to get to the owls to their home before sun rises. So if you pick up a sun, you move the top tile on the top of the game towards the sun. And if the sun rises, then the owls have lost the game. So you might work with somebody who is lagging behind in the game to get them closer, so that way you're working together. It's not, I got my owl there first, so I'm done, which is kind of nice because you really want to enforce working together as a team and collaborative thinking. Similarly, we have the fairy game for you know, people who, fairies and unicorns and mermaids, they're all the rage. So this is a nice game to get that level of interest in. But it's a very similar concept where the Mr. Winter wants to breathe ice onto the fairies, and he will get the pieces into the middle. We need to get the pieces into the middle for the fairies to win. So if you don't get them together, then the fairies don't win the game. So it's really nice to work on cooperative as opposed to, you winning and me losing, because then you might have outbursts or breakdowns. But if you're using language, like if I can get my piece a little bit further along, then we can get your piece and we can work together to win the game. Moving on to this book, these games over here, Race to the Treasure, is similar to that in that you have to use language to tell where to place the pieces. So you are building a roadmap to the end of the game to get your piece to the end, but you really want to beat the gnome. And so you might say to your partner, don't place your piece there because it's going to make us go backwards instead of forwards. And so you might be able to work on prepositions. You might be working on placement of your pieces. And also really nice language to say, that might not be a good idea. Maybe we should try a different solution. So problem solving is another great skill that we need when we're playing games. And certainly, if you win the keys, then you can get to the end and open up the treasure together as a team. Doesn't matter who gets to the end first, it's the team working against the game. So the last game that I have here is Gnomes at Night, which is kind of a build-up. The other games that I was talking about builds up to this one, where if you've ever played Battleship, you know that there's a piece on this side and a piece on this side, and you have to kind of almost give them clues as to where your ship might be. Well, that's similar to this. So the person on this side can't see my gnome, but they're connected by magnets. And so you're going to use your language. I'm going to move my gnome down and over to get to a treasure. I can't actually see if that's what's happening, but you're going to use your language. So directional terms, cooperative words, rolling dice, your turn, my turn. It's all working together as opposed to working against each other. So I think these are really great games. One thing that speech therapists like to do is play games differently than the way that they're meant to be played. So if you ever have questions about how to make a game more apt to your child's developmental level, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to help you with that.
This is just a small snapshot of some of the games and toys you can buy for your children for the holiday season. If you have any questions or want some more ideas, you can contact us by going to our website, ctslp.com. And if you're interested in buying any of the games or toys we highlighted, you can come down to Amato's here in Middletown, Connecticut.